I put a lot of hours into Black Manta this week in order to put out this video, but unfortunately I didn't manage to get a full set of epic gear, but we've got plenty of epic gear for this video. We've got a helmet, we've got some chest plate, I think we have some, what else we have? We got something. The jetpack, that's the thing. But regardless, even using some rare and even some common gear, we have some pretty awesome loadouts here. So let's check them out. We're going to be looking at 4 different loadouts. Normally these videos have 3. So we get an extra one because Black Manta's gear is just that good. So this first loadout is using the God shader because I think it works very well with Black Manta, and especially this visor you have for the helmet. It looks really good, especially when your intro is the one where you're like in the dark and like your helmet lights up. That one looks really good with this particular loadout just because it's like one straight beam, and he just looks really cool, man. He looks like a badass. The God shader really makes him bright. I like bright colors. I've talked about that a lot in Injustice, and the gold tint on some of the parts of his armor also look really cool. I went out of my way to make sure we got as much of that gold tint as possible, especially up there on the shoulder pads, and for good reason, man. It looks awesome. Definitely one of my more favorite loadouts for Black Manta, just because it looks so different from what he normally looks like. Loadout number 2 here uses the demon shader, but not because it's like demon-ish. It's just kind of a darker, or at least when it comes to the black on the suit, it's a much darker version of the Black Manta suit, and then the red is a much brighter version of the Black Manta suit. Plus, this helmet just looks amazing. Also, look at that jetpack. That jetpack is sweet. I tried to put as much of the neon lights as possible. I really wish I had some epic legs, because I feel like some of the epic legs, I actually haven't seen any epic legs for Black Manta, but I'm going to assume some of them have more of those like highlights that you see on the chest piece there and the helmet. I'd really like to combine that with this loadout, but again, I haven't got any epic legs yet. Don't even have any epic arms, so that's the 2 pieces I'm missing. But I feel like you could get a really cool loadout in this kind of same style with using the demon shader and trying to use as much of those highlights as possible if you had those epic legs and even some epic arms. But I mean, these arms are also pretty good because you get the highlight on the gauntlet. Loadout number 3 is a bit more of a traditional Black Manta loadout, and it's supposed to be. I wanted to get a more traditional look. I wanted to get something that kind of looked like an upgraded version of the default costume. You've seen this in some of my loadout videos I've done in the past, and that's because I think the default costumes look pretty good in Injustice, and I would like to have some upgraded version of it, especially because the default shader is a lot better than people give it credit for. A lot of people want to change the shader immediately because it's stuff that they unlocked, but oftentimes the default shader looks really good, especially on characters like the Flash. With the right gear, you can make it look really good. And my final loadout, definitely my favorite loadout right now, the one I've been using the most, actually only uses 1 piece of epic gear, and that's the chest piece, because everything else just looks awesome. Again, trying to use those red highlights as much as possible because the visor is just one big red highlight. I just think it looks really cool. I really like the shader as well. It's called Sub Diego, if you're curious. Very, very cool loadout indeed. Pretty happy with Black Manta's gear. A lot of people have been talking about how he has some of the best gear in the game, and I have to agree with that. His gear is fantastic. I've unlocked around about 140 pieces of Black Manta gear already. I've had to delete like over 50 pieces of gear in order to keep unlocking more gear. It's been a struggle every single time because you don't know what to delete because even some of the rare pieces of gear look amazing. Very, very happy with Black Manta. I've noticed you guys seem to like my gear videos quite a lot. Every time I do one of these types of videos, I get a lot of good feedback and a lot of good positive reinforcement, and what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to turn my level 20 epic loadouts for all 30, insert however many characters there are at the time, into a monthly series. It's going to kind of conflict with the dates of the DLC characters, so I'm going to try and do it a week before the next DLC character. So even though these Black Manta loadouts are a little bit incomplete, they should be complete by the time we get to the next DLC character, and therefore by the time I do my next level 20 loadout video. So if you're a little bit disappointed in this video, at least the quality of loadouts we had, well then make sure you subscribed, and then just before this time next month, I'm gonna have out another video showing off all of my loadouts for all of the characters, including Black Manta, who hopefully by then should have a fully epic loadout. If you guys like the sound of that, if you like this video at all, make sure you hit the like button. That would be super appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Bilbzy, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.